He said no tax on it. How about just no tax? You could do that. You know, if the tariffs work out like I think, a thing like that could happen, if you want to know the truth. You know, years ago, 1870 to 1913, we didn't have an income tax. What we had is tariffs, where foreign countries came in and they stole our jobs, they stole our companies, they stole our product, they ripped us off. And, you know, they used to do numbers, and then we went to a tariff system, and the tariff system made so much money. It was when we were the richest, from 1870 to 1913. Then we brilliantly came in with an income tax. No, we don't want others to pay. Let's have our people pay. And then you had the Depression in 1928, 1929. I call it 1929. That was a bad time, but you know, you didn't have tariffs, and you had tariffs that ended in 1913. But it was the richest our country ever was. That was President McKinley. In fact, we're renaming the mountain, Mount McKinley.
Quickly, the crypto stockpile that we hear a lot about, does that mean that we're going to need sort of another kind of Federal Reserve to deal with crypto the way the Federal Reserve deals with the dollar?
My understanding is that the United States needs to do nothing else. The single most important thing right now is we should go and buy as much Bitcoin as we possibly can. Other countries are accumulating Bitcoin. There's only 21 million. Every single day that we wait, we will have to pay a higher price.
In terms of regulation, will there be a federal entity that it seems to run counter the philosophy of cryptocurrency? Quickly.
No, I think that the U.S. government can go ahead and do it. If Donald Trump puts out an executive order, we can start accumulating today.
The police will be on their best behavior because we're constantly watching and recording everything that's going on. Citizens will be on their best behavior because we're constantly recording and reporting everything that's going on.
I still expect, although I don't know what, and this is over a long period of time. This is not like next year or, you know, the year after that kind of thing. But over a long period of time, I still expect that there will be some change required to the social contract, given how powerful we expect this technology to be. I'm not a believer that there won't be any jobs. I think we always find new things to do. But I do think like the whole structure of society itself will, you know, be up for some degree of debate and reconfiguration.
Going to a different economy, and we're going to be learning more about that as we go. But clearly, we're learning that things can be done from remote locations. We're learning that technology can replace people even more than we thought.
We're not going back to the same economy. We're recovering, but to a different economy, and it'll be one that is more leveraged to technology. And I worry that that is going to make it even more difficult than it was for many workers.
In Silicon Valley, and my friends who work in technology know that what we did to the manufacturing workers, we are now going to do to the retail workers, the call center workers, the fast food workers, the truck drivers, and then even bookkeepers, accountants, insurance agents, lawyers, and on through the economy. So what happened to the manufacturing workers is a very clear sign.
And so we'll import Chinese-based CBDC technology. So it's going to be CBDC in a box, provided to you by the People's Bank of China. But every stock, every bond, every currency, every commodity, every piece of art, every private business, every piece of real estate will eventually be a token on a blockchain, an entry on a ledger, permanent and immutable. We will have truth instead of trust, and we will save over $7 trillion a year. 6 to 8% of global GDP is wasted by the friction of the trust industry that's necessary when you have dual entry accounting. With triple entry accounting, which is what a blockchain is, we get rid of all of that friction. It's a beautiful future.
Like what you see in China and their social credit scoring systems, right? If we get identity wrong, you know, it could be a tool to enslave humanity. And if we get it right, it could be a tool to liberate humanity. And as an American, you know, I'm obviously rooting for the one that's on the side of freedom.
Bitcoin is an international asset. And also, I do believe the role of crypto is, it's digitizing gold.
I actually believe this technology is going to be very important Look at it. We have been part of the huge revolution in investing through ETFs. We believe that ETFs will be changing the whole way we invest. Many people still use it as a means, people are investing it for indexing. No, the majority of people who are putting money in in ETFs are active investors that are buying exposure. The entire bond market is being transformed as we talk right now. I believe the next generation for markets, the next generation for securities will be tokenization of securities. And if we could have that distributed ledger that we know every beneficial owner, every beneficial seller, we all have our code of who's buying, who's selling, instantaneous settlement. And think about it, it changes the whole ecosystem.
Chinese bank ICBC has been hit by a ransomware attack, and the U.S. Treasury market, as a result of that, has been disrupted. This, according to the Financial Times. We're getting at more right now with Bloomberg's Shonali Bassick. Shonali, what do we know?
Listen, we have the Financial Times now reporting that ICBC, one of China's largest banks here, was hit with a ransomware attack. And remember, they're a very significant intermediary in the Treasury market. The SIFMA has told its members that this has been part of the reason here that the system is kind of clogged up, if you will, during that auction that we saw a little bit before. The attack had prevented ICBC, according to the Financial Times, from settling Treasury trades on behalf of other market participants. A large executive at a major bank also telling the paper that such a large party on the fixed income clearing corp creates major concerns, potentially impacting the liquidity of Treasury markets.
Now, it was not just a poor auction. It was absolutely lousy, and when the dealers have to step in to save a treasury auction, that's a rare occurrence.
Welcome to the Crypto Teacher. And guys, please like and subscribe if you do like what you're listening to. Please inform your friends and family and spread it all over social media. It is imperative that we get back to learning finances and understand how the world really works, because once we understand how the world really works, we understand that it is all planned out. Now, I want to thank those who purchased the NWO book and the Crypto Teacher book. The NWO book shows you how the world really works, and especially in the times that we're in right now, it's definitely time for you to wake up out of that sleep. And in 2025, the NWO is going to turn on that alarm clock. It's up to you whether you wake up or not, whether you're going to hit that snooze button. Remember, my people perish from the lack of knowledge because they reject it. And guys, we're going to see stablecoin regulation, which is the foundation of this new digital economy, and it sets up down the road 2028, 2029 for that free money. And then also, of course, in the first quarter of 2025, we always get a correction. But we have trillions of dollars sitting on the sideline in money market accounts. And then plus, we know the Fed is going to cut rates. Not a lot this year, but they're definitely going to cut rates. So I see us getting a correction and then moving back up. And then we have the two powerhouses, China and the U.S., will step up these tariffs on each other. And of course, guys, that's going to hit certain parts of the market. But then we also have the hacks. We have the Birdman. We have the drums are beaten, and more movies to come, as we can see. And inflation is going to stay sticky, and layoffs are going to step up while they move in all this automation. And remember, the Crypto Teacher told you. And also, guys, I want to thank those who purchased the 3 kids books. It's time to re-educate. Also, much love to those who donate to the Cash App, Patreon. Much love. Keep it coming. Guys, if you're not a part of the Patreon, make sure you're donating to the channel through the actual Cash App. But guys, this next Bitcoin and crypto bull run is going to be a utility run. So you want to make sure you have the cryptos that have real utility. And much love to those who are shopping at both stores. Keep it coming. And of course, guys, we get into Bitcoin and cryptos first.
Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel.
And right now we have Bitcoin and crypto flat as I'm doing this video. And don't forget, we have CME that opens tonight, and we know it's going to move the market. And then once yield rates get to moving in the morning, we know it's going to move the market again. And this week is going to be a roller coaster ride. And we have Jerome in the house. And I see markets pulling back early since we had the BOJ lift off. But we know when Jerome is in the house, they like markets to look decent, so it's no eyes on the Fed. And then plus, we have futures contracts ending on Friday. So guys, make sure you're paying attention to the actual indicators. We have yield rates, which were pushed down on Friday. And again, the BOJ made that move, finally raised rates. And then, of course, that also brought the dollar down on Friday. And then right now, we have volume and crypto down. We have Tether and USDC. And then, of course, guys, we have the Fed. Repo at $104 billion on Friday. Make sure you're pulling it on a daily basis during the week. And again, we have Jerome in the house. And we know they're going to pause. We know exactly what he's going to say. The market is doing great, but we're going to stay data dependent before we make another cut. But the Fed and these central banks want to keep rates higher for longer to destroy this legacy market. And we know the Fed wants Trump to bring in this fourth industrial revolution where the machines take over the economy. And remember, the crypto teacher told you. And guys, like I tell you all the time, the government gets its Bitcoin for free. Billions. And as you can see, it's not just the U.S. government. But we know what they are buying. That's right, gold. It's all about diversifying. And then we have Trump again. Talks about no federal income taxes if tariffs work out. And remember, guys, he's always speaking to the corporations. But of course, the people think he's talking to them. But if the machines are taking over the economy, that means less work for the people. So how are you going to replace that money? Tariffs. And if we look at history, we know it's been done before. And that's the reason why history is so important. And if we look at the Trump family, they all made money together. It's all about family, that nucleus. You have the old, which is Trump, and then you have the young, which is Barron. And of course, Trump is almost 80 years old. So the amount of knowledge that Barron gets, he's going to be light years ahead of everyone else. Of course, when you look at Trump's age, he's old enough to be someone's granddad, great-granddad. But Barron, that gets to be his dad that can teach him all that information. And you can look and see the confidence that he has because he knows how the world works. And remember, the crypto teacher told you. Now we have the Bitcoin and Ethereum spot ETFs, BlackRock, Fidelity, and Grayscale. Bitcoin and Ethereum spot ETFs were up on Friday. And the weekly Bitcoin ETF flows hit 1.24 billion. Guys, make sure you're paying attention to inflows and outflows. The hype boys are only going to tell you about the inflows. Make sure you're paying attention to both. Now, getting over into a little crypto news. We have the Trump meme coin pulls back, which is expected, guys, after you done made billions in a couple of days. And then we have Jupiter acquires a majority stake in Moonshot, and we know that was all about the Trump coin. And then we have Virtual's protocol expands to Solana plus establishes a strategic Solana reserve. And we see Solana definitely getting adoption with all these meme coins. And remember, the crypto teacher told you. And then lastly, we have Elon Musk wants the U.S. government to use blockchain to track government spending. But that means the whole government would be on blockchain and tokenized, and that's including your politicians. But tracking spending, securing data, no more leaks. And of course, that is great for the alphabet boys. And then, of course, processing payments, managing federal property. And then also, guys, we know voting is going to be on blockchain. And then we had CZ chime in, says that the currency for AI is crypto. And of course, we knew that a long time ago. And all governments should track their spending on blockchain, a public ledger. It's called public spending for a reason. But guys, we know the banks are the biggest what? I'll let you finish that. They're going to have their own private blockchain, and you'll never know what they're actually spending on. But blockchain gives the NWO the all-seeing eye, and these AI agents will be their personal spies. You already have GPS that's tracking you everywhere, and you're paying the bill. Now they're going to know what you're thinking, plus know where you're at. And remember, you're paying for it. I know it sounds like a movie, but remember, your life is an illusion, and TV is your reality. And remember, the crypto teacher told you, because he knows. When it comes to the NWO, it's all planned out. But that's all I have for you. Don't forget about the books. Crypto Teacher and the New World Order book, plus the 3 kids books. It's time to re-educate. Also, new to cryptos, Coinbase, Bitrue, Binance. Do not forget book links and crypto links are in the description. The stock channel, guys. Don't forget to go like, subscribe, spread everywhere. You have your Kobo, your chip stocks, your banking, your gaming. While everybody's sitting at home, get home stocks, the Seaver, the biotech stocks. And while everybody's at home wishing they were still getting that free money, what are they doing? Drinking and smoking weed. Don't forget about those stocks, and you have a wonderful day. The most powerful person in the world is the storyteller. The storyteller sets the vision, values, and agenda of an entire generation to come. Steve Jobs. And guys, you know I truly believe in this. When you look at the New World Order, they're the storytellers. And that's the reason why I wrote my New World Order book. But guys, now it's time to change the current generation. And I wrote 3 kids books. You know I love the Trinity because I understand the power that's in it. So I have 3 books. We have an opportunity to change the generation, to educate, not just me, but I want to show you that I take action on a daily basis. And I want you to take action on a daily basis. Whether it's your job, whether it's in your community, we have an opportunity right now to educate the masses. I posted this on my Twitter account. Please share, but this is a short clip of the 3 books. There's going to be a clothing line and action figures. Please get these books for your kids, nephews, cousins, friends, so therefore we can start the re-education now. Because as we see, the 4th Industrial Revolution foundation is definitely here. Robots, algorithms, drones, taking humanity out the picture. We have to re-educate. But let's get into the video.
Part 1. King Joshua and Grandma Tam save the village. Part 2. King Joshua and Grandma Tam save New York from COVID-33. Part 3. King Joshua and Grandma Tam goes to China.
It's mandatory to get part 1, part 2, and part 3 of this series. It's time to re-educate Generation Z.